And Saul answered and said, Who are you, Lord? And he said, I am Jesus, whom you persecuted. But arise and stand on your feet, for I have appeared to you for this purpose, to make, you see their purpose again, for this purpose, to make you a minister and a witness both of the things which you have seen and of the things which I will yet reveal to you. I will deliver you from the Jewish people, as well as from the Gentiles, to whom I now send you, to open their eyes, in order to turn them from darkness to light, and from power of Satan to God, that they may receive forgiveness of sin and an inheritance among those who are sanctified by faith in me. So these were the marching order. The Lord was giving instruction to Paul. By that time he was called Saul. He had not yet gained the name Paul. And the intention was that he was giving him the content of what his life on earth should be occupied and busy fulfilling. All the days of his life, he was to be obedient. And we all, like him, we should be obedient to that vision, to that instruction which he has given us. A life is termed a life that is termed to be lived only when it is executing or fulfilling the vision that was revealed to at the visitation or at the divine encounter. And until any man or any woman has known what his life should be busy fulfilling on the face of the earth, he has not yet started living. At best, he will be existing. At best, he will be breathing. At best, he will be busy the activities, but will not be fulfilling destiny. Fulfillment of destiny is what is called living. Destiny fulfillment cannot be copied. You don't copy any other. You don't ask anybody. This one is a private property. Directly, God gives us directly to us by His Spirit, the Spirit of revelation. The way we read, Solomon was saying in Ecclesiastes 1 and 3 and verse 10, he was saying that what profit has the worker from that in which he labors? I have seen the God-given task with which the sons of men are to be occupied. I have seen. So you see, not that he was told. You can be told just to be guided on the path you ought to follow, so that on that path you reach a point of seeing. It's called a point of visions and revelation. It's at the place of visions and revelation that we catch a complete and detailed information and instruction about what our life ought to be occupied and busy executing all the days of our lives. So, unless that has started, all what you're having is breath in your nostril. All you're having is just existence. but not yet living. So we can say that our life is being lived not at the expense of the one who is living. So it means when you're on earth living, there is a way we have been programmed that we have to outsource resources outside this realm of man, that we may successfully fulfill what we are created to fulfill. The problem is when you don't know this, you will only be caught up into the business and into activities of men that lack satisfaction and accomplishment. The world as you know it after the fall of man, when death set in, and all of this world, sorrows and pain infiltrated in this world that we are in. Imperfection and corruption began to express itself through the nature and the passion of the fallen human nature that began to give expression to all those. And the consequences of it is that sorrow, pain resulted. So, life as we know it, it starts when we meet with the instruction of destiny. Because destiny on its own, life on its, living your destiny is what cultures and mold the path you follow, is what structures your lifestyle, is what structures who to associate with. Your pursuit in life, your principles in life, they have to be, they spring out from the purpose that we have. Now, let's check our Bibles. The book of Psalms 127. Psalms 127. Right before we reach there, we need to understand that man requires the supernatural enablement on a daily basis to accomplish a natural task on this natural world. When you don't have supernatural enablement, that is blessings, this natural world that is under the influence of the cursed one and the influence of the curses that are operating on this natural earth, this imperfect world, will successfully oppose you and resist you from doing anything that you want to do. So a man who exists will try to use skills, or will try to use human effort, or will try to use the strength of the currencies to get the work done. They will try to use the political might to get the work done. They will try to use the military might to get the work done. But however, there is how far that all those resources can go. They cannot go all through the journey. And because of the corruption, pollution, and wickedness on the face of the earth, the opposition and resistance will be posed There will be baggage and there will be barriers on the path of your. So as you go, you will see need for a supernatural enablement. And mostly now, when people reach at that point, they are in their need of supernatural ability because they don't know how to get it from God. They will easily now succumb unto the locally available help from the devil at the expense of their souls. So they either compromise and get what they want and lose their soul. So that's exactly what is happening. So there is a necessity for us to be so much. Paul say, my life is worthless unless I spend it doing the God-given assignment. Your relevance on these natural arts, your fulfillment and your worth on this natural world is tagged upon obedience, commitment, and consistency in fulfilling the God-given assignment. Any day you deviate from it, you find that you will begin to lose worth. So crises are outside your path. That means a man who is purpose-minded, you will not lack provision, you will not lack help. But when you are problem conscious, when you are need conscious, what you need this, you will end up having a life that is waiting for handouts. You will end up having a life that does not really have dominion over the wind of the evil. So it is your purpose that has been built together with the supply that you require. So every man was not supposed to live at the expenses of his own. He's not supposed to live at the expense of his own. His responsibility, his sole assignment was and still is to identify, to search that which was written in the book concerning him. And when he has understood it by revelation, pattern his life, everything fully, now that his entire life begin fulfilling that which is written. The Bible says, and in the volume of books I came, lo, to do your will. Not the will of man, not the will of this world, not the will of the wicked one, but the will of God, that which is written concerning you. It may not be the same because that will is identical to you, is identical to your fingerprint. It cannot be duplicated. It cannot be found by anybody else. With all the many billions we have on the face of the earth, there is no time, even if we were born identical twins, there is no time on the face of the earth when people will share the same fingerprints. So that is the same way. When there is a texture of that which you are supposed to accomplish. When you begin to accomplish it, there is no other one that can do. They may try to imitate, but even if somebody imitate, we will not do it like you. So it means it's only you that have been given the blueprint and have been given the authority to function in that docket. And if anybody tries to do it, he will not do it exactly as you do it. And in your doing it, in the natural, you find that there are people who have developed their field so much. You will find that there is a name when it is mentioned. You can identify this is preacher because he is known for preaching. There are others, when they mention, they are known in the field. They are so developed themselves in the field of politics. The others have developed themselves so much in the field of marriage or in the field of business and economics. Others in the area of academic. So you get that every person that discovers his purpose, now that purpose will be identified with you. It will be it will be connected to you, to your name. In the natural world, the name on a national identity is what identifies you. But in the spiritual world, your purpose is your identity. That which, the way you are fashioned, the way you are molded, or what God intends you to fulfill in the field of men, in the natural world, that is what determines your name. That is what you are called by. And within that package, within that back package is where you are. All thing your life, all you require for life and godliness is available. So anytime you are withdrawing from that package, that is what we call living. Living is withdrawing. It is consistently, but in different portion, withdrawing from the package that was that cumulatively packed all that we require for our life. So that is the living. It means you are living. You are on this face of the earth. You are reaching out to all the package, the storehouse, the storehouse that was used to package what we require for our living here on earth. As you withdraw on a daily basis. You're supposed to withdraw. Can we see? So on a daily basis, you withdraw. How do we withdraw? You withdraw it by revelation. Revelation is the clearance. God bringing into your knowledge that which you intend to do in a day, that which He intends you to do in a year, that which He intends you to do for a particular set period of time. Then when you are done away with it, you have accomplished, again He gives you another task. You accomplish, He gives you another task. So that is what will keep you busy for the rest of your time until what He intended you to finish at the last day of your accomplishing. When you have accomplished it, then you find you will sleep. You will transfer from glory, from time into eternity. Your assignment could have been accomplishing it in 33 years. Others can be 40 years. Others can be 50 years or 100 years. So you find that all those years you spend them withdrawing from your eternity, from your heavenly account. Then you spend it here on earth on a daily basis. You know, when you try, man was not created here on earth to live at his own expenses. Because after the fall of man, let's check in Romans chapter number 3. Romans chapter number 3 and verse 23. It says, Romans chapter 3 and verse 23. It says, for all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. All have sinned and have fallen short of glory. To fall short, it means is a deficit. So sin, the impact of sin in human life resulted into bankruptcy, a state of not having enough. So he needed a supply from another resource center, and that is not the earth. Because after the fall of man, all the resources of this earth put together cannot afford man to sustain man of his utility on earth. Man was created with everything, but sin robbed him and made him bankrupt. He said he became poor. When you see the Bible saying Jesus, he became poor for our sake, that in his poverty we should not be poor again. Spiritual bankruptcy is a state of a bankruptcy of God's glory. So all became poor. And no matter how energetic man is, his strength will not afford him a living in the world of men. No matter how wealthy man is, or all the currencies of this world put together, with all the banks in the world combined, all that, it is too weak to afford man his living on the face of the earth. No matter how informed, how knowledgeable you are, or how educated you are, attain the highest education, highest level of education possible, that will not afford you a living on the face of the earth. Because the living became so expensive after the fall of man. The impact of sin on the soul of man corrupted him and twisted the course of life and robbed him of the dominion and the strength to sustain his living on the face of the earth. Because the cruelty of man, the cruelty of man and the corruption that and perversion that came together with its product overwhelmed man. So the flood of corruption and destruction overwhelmed man. And that's why every man, unless you have seen the God-given task, you will lack the capacity to afford yourself. So every man born from the womb, just as he is being born crying and you see, screaming as a baby, the world is waiting. So the corruption in the world, the weight in the world, the pollution in this world, they have been programmed in a way that they deflect life out of man. Them that are strong, maybe they will endure the corruption, endure the deflection, maybe 20 years, 30 years. Then they officially are overwhelmed. Some they endure until 70 years. Then they are fully deflected. All their life now is deflected out of their body. Some endure up to 100 years. Then slowly, their life is being deflected slowly through diseases, through sicknesses, through disappointments, through accidents, and until finally all their lives are deflected out. So man, by himself, there is nothing, without understanding this, you will think that when you get all the finances, the money you require on the earth, then you will afford a living. But the silver and gold is too weak to sustain you on the face of the earth. You think that maybe marriage will have the capacity and the joy to take you through, but all this will not. There is nothing that will do that. Let's check our Bible. Our Bibles in the book of the book of Isaiah. Sorry, Jeremiah. Let's check in the book of Psalms 74 and verse number 20. Says, have respect to the covenant, for the dark place of the earth are full of hounds of cruelty. Hounds of cruelty. So a man is haunted by cruelty. Cruelty, it means it's the absence of mercy. Every man, there is that the nature of humanity inside you, that when you find somebody in pain, you tend to empathize with them and sympathize together. Them that are afflicted, because of the human nature inside, you like to offer help. But that is a way of showing mercy. Because you feel, this is my fellow. This is my one. We are together with him. But absence of it is the cruelty. You find though you are in pain, instead of being helped, they are adding more pain. And this is not the state of the world, the state of the fallen world that we live in. People that are in pain, people that are hurting, they will always want to hurt others. There is no one that has the capacity to comfort you. There is no one that has the capacity to offer help. The help they offer is selfish in nature, because they are helping knowing what will they get from what they are giving. The day that which they desire to get from you doesn't come, the help will stop. So human is selfish by nature after the fall. So you get that, and that is what makes them to be cruel. The cruelty that is in darkness, the absence of the light of God, the light of God as the person of Christ as the light, makes the earth filled with the darkness and the cruelty of the wicked one. So there is no way you can afford a living here on the face of the earth. You can't afford a living on the face of the earth. And that is why God knew. He knew that after, redemption, it is the content that God placed in your spirit. It is to fulfill the same goal, the redemption of mankind. It may be in a different way, but it has to achieve the same target and the same goal, which is the redemption of mankind. So redemption of mankind buried inside your spirit, that is the only one that can be able to, has the ability to afford